So I've had the pleasure of working with Pimax team for some time now, and despite being approached by other VR headset manufacturers, Pimax remains my favourite daily driver for VR gaming. Not only do Pimax make fantastic PC VR hardware, but I love how they also put the gaming communities at the very heart of what they do. And recently I also worked with them on bringing both American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator 2 to the Pimax devices. And believe me when I say there is no better way to play these in VR than on Pimax. So you may already have a VR headset and are wondering if a Pimax Crystal Light such as this, a dedicated PC VR device, would be a worthwhile purchase for you. Now this is my own personal Pimax device and purchased with my own cash money, and I have absolutely no regrets making the move from a standalone VR headset, having owned a Pico 4, Quest Pro and Quest 3 previously. Now this headset has been an absolute game changer for me, and now Pimax have launched an incredible offer where you can trade your existing VR headset in just by providing proof of purchase and getting an absolutely huge discount off a Pimax Crystal Light. And if that's not enough, there is also a bonus Next Level Sim Gaming subscriber offer to go with it. Of course you want to hear more, and of course you want to see the very latest games and the reason why you would absolutely want to take advantage of this incredible offer. Coming up right after this. So here's how this incredible offer works. If you have an eligible VR headset, you can trade in your VR headset and get a huge discount off the Pimax Crystal Light. And even better, you don't even have to send your existing headset to Pimax. Use the link in the video description and it will take you straight to the Pimax site, where you simply submit your current VR headset information, such as a Quest 3, and Pimax will review your submission normally within 2 working days and get back to you with a unique discount code. Now the only thing you need to provide is proof of purchase, and that's it. And if that's not enough to reward your loyalty as a Next Level Sim Gaming subscriber, you can also use the code NLSimGaming_gift, and Pimax will also include a bonus gift, such as DMAS headphones, top strap or facial foam. I'm sure you will agree this is an absolutely unbelievable offer, so click the link, submit your proof of purchase, and Pimax will send you back your offer to upgrade. Now let's check out why you would want to upgrade into one of these incredible PC VR headsets. So my first choice of game on the Pimax Crystal Light is Automobilista 2. Now this game needs no introduction as being one of the best PC VR racing titles. Now, it's incredibly well optimized in VR, and it works incredibly well on pretty much all headsets, so you probably may have played this. If you have a standalone headset, for example, like a Quest 3 or a Pico 4, and you are wondering what are the benefits of me upgrading to a Pimax Crystal Light, which is a dedicated PC VR headset from something like a Quest 3 or one of the other headsets. Well, let me tell you this game literally is incredible in the move from one of those headsets. The latency is ultra low, and the real benefit is this: if you are playing one of those headsets and you want to get good performance and quality out of a game like this, then you're going to be using a USB-C link, you're going to be using an application probably such as Virtual Desktop, and with the Pimax Crystal Light there is no messing around with any of those applications. We don't need those applications. We simply pick up the headset off the shelf, put it on, we launch the game, and we are literally racing like this within a matter of seconds. Now this game is absolutely visually stunning. The Pimax Crystal Light, as the name suggests, gives you those crystal clear, pin-sharp visuals. I'm playing at 120Hz mode here, and everything looks absolutely stunning. It's absolutely crystal clear. I can see everything, the dials, the details, I can read everything very clearly, and the actual corners and the apexes and everything in the distance comes round so easily and is absolutely crystal clear. So this is my first choice, Automobilista 2 on the Pimax Crystal Light. So here we are in Formula 1 2025. Now this game in VR is absolutely incredible, and on the Pimax Crystal Light it does not disappoint. Now, as you would expect from, again, being a dedicated PC gaming headset, this is ultra low latency because you have the direct DisplayPort connection, and it's a AAA title, so as you can see, the graphics and the visuals are absolutely stunning. Now, unlike previous Formula 1 games, which had quite a lot of issues, namely being extremely blurry, this is absolutely crystal clear, and I have absolutely no issues in seeing all the detail, all the corners, all the apexes, and we are on a track Monaco here, and as you can see, the game is absolutely electric and plays like lightning. The controls are absolutely fantastic as well. You can have no issues in terms of seeing the apexes and all the details coming up, and being that ultra low latency, it gives you that competitive advantage over having a non-dedicated PC VR gaming headset, such as a standalone one like the Quest, where you'd obviously then have to utilise an application such as Virtual Desktop and a USB-C link to play this game. But as you can see, this game is absolutely incredible. Now, there's also been some recent updates, I'm pleased to say, on this game in VR as well, and it's also resolved the jittering issue, so you also now don't need to mess around with the settings. But if you do want to check out my other video, I'll leave a link at the end of this one where I show you the F1 2025 game in full. So this is iRacing on the Pimax Crystal Light, and let me tell you guys, this is just an absolutely incredible experience. Now, believe it or not, this is the very reason why I actually wanted a Pimax Crystal Light in the first place. So I had a Quest Pro at the time, and I was using a combination of either Virtual Desktop or Steam Link, which was fairly new at the time, and you'll see my historical videos, the original Quest Pro and iRacing guide that I did. Now, it just wasn't cutting the mustard, unfortunately. Not really for the reasons of more performance, it was not cutting the mustard for too much messing around. So I used to get home from work and I was eager to have a go in iRacing, and by the time I'd set up using the USB-C link, messing around with Virtual Desktop, messing around with headset settings, messing around with meta settings, and then obviously then experiencing high latency due to compression and decompression, it just wasn't really what I wanted. Now, I'd looked and seen some reviews of the Pimax Crystal Light, which was actually brand new at the time, and thought I need to get one of those. I need one of those in my life. And riding on the back of that, I purchased this Pimax Crystal Light. And I haven't looked back. It really has been absolutely fantastic. Now, as you hopefully can see, although I'm pretty sure that the quality that you're seeing is not anywhere near what I'm seeing in this headset, this game is just an absolute visual treat. Now, the first thing I realised, obviously, upon putting the Pimax Crystal Light on, as well as the fact there was no messing around, it was open Pimax Play, open iRacing, start a race in OpenXR, and I was in the thick of the action. It was simply pick up and play, which is exactly what I wanted. But I was just blown away by the actual visual clarity, the instantaneous response. There was no jaggedness, no jankiness. Everything was just absolutely fantastic, and still is. Now, this game is like a fine wine, and the developers just keep improving this experience more and more. They are actually integrating Pimax OpenXR quad views as well into the game, and lots of other improvements which just make this an incredible VR experience. And as you can see, the quality of this is just absolutely fantastic. It really is one of my favourite PC driving simulator titles. So this is No Man's Sky, and let me tell you guys that this game is absolutely incredible. Now, you can see here that we are on an alien world, and we have our spacecraft in front of us here, and we have a spaceship that's just headed over, and we also have one that's just literally just coming across just the top of us here. Now, this game needs no introduction as one of the iconic games in PC gaming history. The reason being is that Hello Games launched this game back in 2016, and at the time it was a real political game in the respect that it was promised to be something absolutely groundbreaking and unbelievable, but it was just a mess at the time. Now, Hello Games could have given up with this game, and simply consigned it to gaming history. But what they did is they basically persevered with this game, and they have made this one of the most incredible VR experiences ever produced on the PC. Now, you've seen this hopefully in some amazing glory here, because we are on an undiscovered planet. It was undiscovered until you can see other people have now joined me on this planet. You can see alien creatures flying through the sky here. We can see alien creatures walking around us here. And this is just an unbelievable experience. If I simply teleport slightly forward to here, we can see these magnificent creatures that are absolutely unique to this planet. And it's an absolutely jaw-dropping experience. Now you can see as I look around here that various different information is popping up about what is going on around me here, and for example the unidentified plant, it says the composition of that plant. We see here that we've got carbon, we see here that we have ferrite dust in the rocks, we see that these plants are obviously an unidentified material. The purpose of this game is to actually mine materials. With those materials we can then build things, we can then create, enhance our experience and upgrade our ship, and we can simply explore. And it is an unlimited universe. When I said that nobody has ever been on this planet before, you will see when we launch into the spaceship in the moment we actually take off from this planet, essentially everything we are exploring is unique to our experience. It is an unlimited game in respect that everything is created essentially in a sheer universe, an unlimited universe around us. Now this planet is, as we approached it, was shown to be a paradise planet, so I landed on this planet just to show you essentially what sort of experience you get upon landing on the planet. Now what I would normally do, I'd be normally mining materials. I'm not going to do that part because it's essentially a little bit boring, but I would mine materials, I would gather those materials, and with that I can then bring up my inventory and we can use various different materials that we've gathered. You can see here these are ones I've gathered previously, and we can then basically utilize those materials to build and develop things. And what an amazing vision there, just some alien spacecraft or perhaps even other players that have now found this planet and are joining me, because obviously they have seen that there is someone here. Now you can see here that being an alien planet, it's now becoming nighttime far quicker than it would be on Earth, and that in itself is just incredible. And you can see here there's more spacecraft flying around, be they alien spacecraft or be they other players that are joining this experience. And what an incredible visual treat this is. It's an absolute masterpiece. Now this is playing on high and ultra settings. I've got an RTX 5090, but the game is playable at basically all levels. I'm playing at 120Hz mode on the Pimax Crystal Light, and as you can see everything is absolutely silky smooth. What Hello Games have done with this game is nothing short of incredible. Now you can see here that I've got illumination from my glove just here lighting up the ground. We've got this amazing alien creature walking around, but because it's getting a bit dark and a little bit spooky on this planet now, what we are going to do is we are going to head back towards my spacecraft just here. And as you can see it here in all its glory, we have our vehicle. So if I pull down on here, I can get back into my spacecraft, and the experience within the spacecraft itself is absolutely unique and absolutely amazing. Now, I played this on the PlayStation 4 VR, so the original PlayStation VR, and at the time it seemed like an exciting proposition, but it was nothing but a blurry mess at the time. But I was still fairly interested to play it because that's really when I started getting into VR at that point. And to see what this game has become, it is absolutely beautiful. I look over to the left, you can see that my ship is literally warming up, so you can see that the engines are turning there, and we are literally ready to take off. Now I can grab this joystick, I can grab this here, and we can simply start the main engines, and up and away we go. Now pushing down on the accelerator or the thruster just here, we will then take off from this planet. and the universe is ours to explore. Now, the mining aspect doesn't stop on Earth or on the terraformer, in other words the planets you've just left. The actual experience carries on as you head into space. So now we are in space. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to show you the planet we just lifted off from. And you can see here it says I discovered that, and the same thing goes for pretty much every planet in the vast universe of we can explore. Now if I turn around and we look at this Saturn-esque planet here, you can see here that once again I discovered this, and this is a unique planet, and we would arrive at that planet in 1 hour 8 minutes. But we don't have to wait 1 hour 8 minutes. We can simply thrust towards it and we'll arrive here in 20 seconds. So we're going to head towards Daco XIX, and we're going to see what this planet is all about as well. Now we're going through these beautiful Saturn-esque rings just here, and this is absolutely visually incredible, absolutely incredible. So I'm going to release the thruster button just there, and we can see that this is a little bit of an icy star planet. So we're going to thrust down onto the planet just here, and we can see if we can find somewhere if we can land on this. We don't know, every planet is unique, so we don't know what we're heading into here. It's an absolutely incredible experience. So we've got now 11 seconds, 10 seconds before we actually enter through the atmosphere, and we'll be able to see if we can land on it. Well, it looks like a fairly watery planet, so we may not have a great deal of options to land on, so it'll be very interesting to see what's presented beneath us here. But again guys, this is just an incredible experience. Now I've also played this on the Pico 4, the Quest 3, the Quest Pro, and again it's nothing comes close to playing this on the Pimax devices. It really doesn't. The actual field of view is fantastic, the graphics are pin sharp, and as the name goes, Pimax Crystal Light, this is a crystal clear experience that we're seeing here. So we can get through the clouds, and we can see here that we are coming in pretty quickly. I'm going to slow down and level out, and I'm going to try and initiate the auto landing, but it's saying I'm going too fast, and now we need to find somewhere suitable to land. If we can find somewhere, we can slow down. We can see here we're having difficulty finding somewhere because it's full of strange rocks, but this is a typical example of what I was saying about every planet is unique. Now you can see that we have these almost like pterodactyl style prehistoric creatures here, and in addition to the every planet is unique aspects, we also have the fact that the flora and fauna on the planets are also unique as well. So I was mentioning about mining, obviously we have these various rocks and things that we could mine, and we can use a tool to do that, but we're just, as mentioned, having a little walk around and just exploring this amazing universe. So we can see here that the temperature is minus 50.8 degrees. We are protected by our suit, and you can once again customize this game to how you like it. You can set environmental conditions to make the game more difficult to play or easier to play. So I have no environmental conditions affecting our suit just for the purposes of this showing you around here. But we can see here that looking at this rock just here, we have this almost like starfish type creature just stuck to the rocks there, and all of these are completely unique. Every single planet you land on, you are going to see unique creatures that are essentially computer generated, random generated. So no two experiences are the same. Now if we look up at the sky just here, we see this amazing Saturn-esque ring as well moving over us. Now No Man's Sky is one of those games I could walk around and talk to you about it all day, because it is such an incredible experience. And obviously I'm not going to do that because this video would go on for a very long time, but hopefully this has given you a very good overview of what No Man's Sky is like and what to expect on the Pimax Crystal Light. And let me tell you, this is an absolutely incredible experience, as you can see. And you will get absolutely lost in this game. Now the best thing ever is, as well as this being this incredible experience, this game is completely free on Xbox Game Pass. So if you have Xbox Game Pass on your PC, you simply can select this game and you can play it for free. It just doesn't get any better than that, and that's the great thing about PC VR, is that a lot of these experiences are cheap to enter, in terms of a lot of the games are cheap to purchase, especially in the Steam sales, and in the event of this, you cannot get a more amazing experience than this on the Pimax Crystal Light. So if there is one game that you have to play in VR, it is this. This is Life Alyx on the Pimax Crystal Light. Now, this game should need no introduction as the greatest of all time of PC VR gaming. If you've never played Life Alyx, then this is a reason alone to buy a PC VR headset. Nothing can prepare you for the first time you ever launch into VR in this game. Now, again, I played this game on a number of PC VR headsets and on the number of standalone VR headsets used for PC VR gaming. And the first ever VR headset that I played this on was the Pico 4, and it was using virtual desktop, and it was the other USB-C link. And I have to say that it was actually pretty good. It was fantastic. And then from there on I went on to the Quest Pro, and again the experience was absolutely fantastic again. But this is just absolutely jaw-dropping. On the Pimax Crystal Light, it looks absolutely incredible. Now, I started off as we would normally play the game from the very beginning, because it is just simply epic. The first time you launch into this game, your jaw will be on the floor, I can guarantee. Now, the Pimax Crystal Light is running at 120Hz mode. This is on an RTX 5090, but it plays incredibly well pretty much on most graphics cards. It's an incredibly well optimized VR game. So we have snap turning, and we have a teleport system. So if you see, I maneuver to where I want to go, and it will move me to there. There are various other different ways to set the game up to work as to however you like it, but the sheer interaction in this game with objects is like nothing you've ever seen before. It is just an absolute masterpiece. It really is. So we're going to start off just by doing the initial part of the game, just to show you exactly how amazing this is. So we start off by talking to our father, Russell. We play as Alex Vance, who's the leader of the Future Resistance, carrying on from the previous games. Now, when Valve imagined this game, they obviously had their own Valve VR headset that went with this, and it launched into absolute epic acclaim at the time. But one thing that the Pimax headsets do is they are essentially just give new life to older VR titles. Now, again, this one is just simply one you have to play. The level of detail in this game, the mechanics in this game, the immersion in this game, the controls in this game, and as you can see, I'm using the Pimax controllers that come with the headset. So obviously if you do get a Pimax Crystal Light, you need to go for the option that comes with these controllers in order to play it. And the controllers are absolutely fantastic as well. You can see that everything is absolutely spot on with these. And I've obviously been using the controllers obviously on the previous game I showed you as well. Just going to move over to this door. I'm going to try not to knock the camera that's in front of me as well when I'm doing all this movement. And I do apologise for the fast teleportation, because it will probably look quite strange to you viewing this from the outside world. So it's obviously prompting me to learn the controls here. So I'm just going to whiz onto this next section out here and show you this absolutely amazing part just here, where you have this mechanoid here. And obviously you're seeing this on screen, it probably looks fantastic in the view you're getting, but believe me, the view in the headset is absolutely incredible and absolutely stunning. This building in front of me here, everything, the depth of field is intense, and my hands look like they are actually as if I was holding my hands right in front of my eyes just here. So this is unbelievable. Now, one epic part of the game that you've probably seen in many videos and trailers is this little chap just here. If I move here and I give him some food, And if I move just around here, so we can see this little chap just here interacting with us. And it's just details like this that just set this game apart. Now, one thing that I noticed, which may sound quite strange, is when I first played this game on the Pimax Crystal Light, having played it on the Quest and the Pico headsets before, as mentioned, this billboard here, this sign on the wall, it just absolutely pops in terms of colour. Now, I'm playing this in 120Hz mode on the Pimax Crystal Light here, and everything is just absolutely visually stunning. It's popping, it looks absolutely amazing. If I operate this camera and line this up just here as we are intended to do, it's just the interaction with the objects. Everything is just absolutely amazing. So I'm going to move over to this door just here. I'm going to stand back up, open that door. We're going to move down this stairway here, and we are going to move over to this lift and press the button into the lift. We're going to move over to this button here, and I'm going to try not to knock the camera in front of me, which I'm sure I may do, because I can't see the camera obviously, because I'm showing you this game. And this is another iconic part of the game where we then move into see our friend just here. So you can see the detail on the glass, the etchings, everything is absolutely amazing. Now again, when I originally played this on the Quest and the original Pico 4 headset I mentioned, I've even played this on the PSVR 2 using the PC connection to from the actual PSVR 2. Even though it's an OLED headset, nothing compares to this. This is a true PC VR headset. It uses direct display port linked to the GPU, and again, it's visually amazing. Now you can see these characters here. Just everything about this game is so well crafted, and it just makes it still absolute current day. But it's a lot more about than the graphics, obviously. The gameplay is also absolutely fantastic, and it's just iconic. It really is. I'm being especially careful. I normally put my arms out a bit more than I am doing here, because obviously I'm quite worried about knocking the camera in front of me here because I can't see it. But as you can see, the characters, the NPCs in this game are absolutely amazing, and the detail, even just looking at the badges on there and everything else, the vehicle going past there, it's just absolutely incredible. And even like things such as like pigeons and other things you interact with in the game, the level of detail and attention to detail in this game is absolutely second to none. It really is. So of course we are now aiming to escape from this section here. So I do apologise again for the fast teleportation. And even you can see the character interaction just there is absolutely incredible. So everything about this game is just absolutely unbelievable. We're going to move up this ladder here onto the roof, at which point we're going to have this ship that's going to go over us here. I remember every single element of this game pretty much because I've played it so much, and it's one of the very few games actually in VR that I've actually taken the time to actually complete, and it is absolutely outstanding. But I thought, rather than ruin anything for you, I just play this short introduction to the game, which you will go through. Try not to knock the headset in this process as well. And this again is an absolutely iconic moment in the game, where we are then presented with these characters here, and of course we have to put our hands up here. This is a really amazing level of interaction, and you'll see when the drone comes in at me just here now, you're seeing that on screen, but what I'm seeing is just absolutely unbelievable. That is literally right in my eyes. The laser is pointing right into my eyes. The gun barrel that this guy is pointing at me now is right at me. And there's no more amazing experience in VR than this. So again, this is Life Alyx. So thank you once again for watching, and don't forget this incredible offer from Pimax, and of course your bonus gift using the code NLSimGaming_gift. Every like, subscribe and share is really appreciated, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified when a new video goes live. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see on the Pimax Crystal Light, and until next time, take care. I'll see you in the next video.